A beautiful sunset glimpse of New Orleans, Louisiana, the city that care forgot. It's the Pistons, and they're doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports midweek presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. For the season series between these two teams, the Pistons came away empty-handed in the last matchup against the Pelicans.
Yeah, you want to talk about a team that just couldn't get into a rhythm offensively. That was a really ugly game for them.
Yeah, you know what? I wonder about the game plan, but really, it was more about a lack of execution than anything else.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. On the wings, KCP and Josh Smith. Andre Drummond is out there with Yaremko, and it's Jennings in at the one.
Maybe they're still working out the Kings defensively because that was a blatant mistake.
Drummond with a screen on Holiday. Drummond sets the screen for Jennings. Caldwell Pope. The shot is off. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And you know what was most impressive? They've wasted very few possessions in that game. They ran their offense close to perfection.
That's what we call the mute button game in front of a hostile crowd. They never let the fans get into it. Had them on their hands the whole time.
Here's Rivers. After the basket by Detroit. Pass to Davis. Rivers kicks to Evans. Dishes it to Holiday. Evans against Smith. Shot clock at 5. No good from Z.
Textbook defending there. He didn't give him an inch of space to get that shot off.
Yeah, great footwork and terrific positioning, Clark.
A lot of questions about what exactly is the best fit for Drummond on the floor. And Steve, I mean that both in what position he plays and who he pairs up with inside.
I think that's the key, Kevin. It's really who he's paired up with. You know, last year's Pistons team just didn't have enough floor spacing, so the paint was clogged. But if you get Drummond with some shooting, particularly a stretch 4, to really open up the court for him, man, that's scary.
Now, here is Smith. He had 15 points last outing. Outside Jennings. Here's Caldwell Pope. He's guarded by Rivers. And it's Smith that time on the assist by Caldwell Pope. Smith's got his first points of the game.
And with Drummond, I think he has such versatility and is really an amazingly consistent player in how he plays. I think he could tandem and partner up with any other big guy and be effective.
Here's Z. Soft touch off the glass. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Jennings against Holiday. Drummond with a screen on Holiday. Jennings kicks to Caldwell Pope. Off target with his 3.
And guys, it's easy to look good playing alongside someone like Drummond. He has athleticism that is matched by very few in the league and maybe unparalleled for others at his position. Makes the coach's job a lot easier.
Z the pass to Evans. Z covered by Smith. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. The Detroit Pistons, a proud franchise, of course, from 03 to 08, 6 consecutive trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. And Clark in 2004, the NBA title.
But the rebuild process has had its hiccups, Kevin. Its speed bumps, if you will. Some questionable free agent signings. There's talent there, but this team hasn't quite figured out how to come together.
Now here's Jennings. 11 points for him in that last game against the Wizards in Washington. Evans inside. He's guarded by Jennings. And Holiday, here we go. And it's Kentavious Caldwell Pope with the foul. Full 24-second shot clock. Evans passes to Z. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Then you look at the Pistons, some great size and athleticism inside, but they've lacked a high percentage outside shooting to space the floor offensively.
And, you know, for the Pistons last season, You look at the size and shot blocking ability, and you thought that team would be tougher defensively, but that wasn't really the case. I think it has to be attributed to mindset. Those young, big, athletic guys have to become much tougher mentally at the defensive end to be really successful.
Clock is at 3. And here's Jennings outside. Jennings can't get that one to fall. New Orleans in the lead. Evans attacking. Outside Holiday. Z the pass to Davis. Now here's Jennings. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Takes the 3. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound. The Pelicans have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's Evans on target from 13 feet. Anderson, he's checked in for New Orleans. Gordon goes. Then for the Pistons, Monroe's checked in for Andre Drummond. Butler comes in for Uretka. And Kyle Singler subbed in for Brandon Jennings. Now here is Augustine. 8 points his last outing. He dishes it to Monroe. Smith sets the pick for Monroe. Can't capitalize on the good screen.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
Yeah, and even though it's early, I mean, that's a great sign for them for the rest of the game.
Here's Z. Takes it off the glass. Z's got 7 points. Now Augustine, right now averaging 11 points a game. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. A bit ago, Stan Van Gundy and I were able to chat. Going into this game and scouting the opposition, he told me he's a huge fan of Drew Holiday, saying, you know, Drew's still a guy with so much potential. You just don't see that many point guards with his kind of frame. 6'4", close to 2 bills, and a great skill set to match. He's a guy you love to watch, but you often hate to go up against. Kevin, we'll see if he can have a big impact in this one.
Thank you, Doris. There's 1:54 left to play in the first quarter. Gordon kicks to Holiday. Dives for it. Out of bounds. Pelicans ball as New Orleans keeps possession.
Greg Monroe, 6'11", 250, the ability to play the 4 or the 5 spot, and his combination of size and skill makes him very coveted around the league.
Omer Ashe, he's checked in for New Orleans. Jimmy Fredette comes in for Drew Holiday.
A nice play to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
I tell you what, guys, if he gets there a fraction earlier, that's a steal.
Now here's Anderson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Count the buckets. And Monroe, very left-hand dominant, much better scoring from that side of the floor.
Yeah, and while being a lefty does throw defenders off, I think developing his right hand is something that will help him even get better as he moves forward.
Shot is blocked. Back to Singler. Now the feed to Augustine. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Monroe, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
And with a quick chance here, let's take a look now at some of the numbers for Josh Smith. He's putting up 13 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's a threat to go off in any game with the way he can score.
Yeah, you got to have players like him who can occasionally just take over the game with their scoring.
Stolen by Monroe. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. Singler dishes to Monroe. That's good.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
There's 47 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Fredette, averaging 6 points per contest. He kicks it to Anderson. To the wing on the left. Clock at 6. Wide open. Rebounded by the Pistons. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And you look at the stat sheet from that night. I mean, the turnovers were just glaring. No way you're going to give up the ball as many times as they did and still win.
Well, not unless you play an even tougher brand of defense and force even more turnovers on the other side. That's the only way you're really going to be able to counteract giving the ball to the opponents at your end.
Gordon with no one around. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Pelicans on top. They finish off the first quarter with a... All right, the second quarter. Z's checked in for Usher. Davis comes in for Anderson. And it's Drew Holiday in for Fredette. And then for Detroit, Josh Smith. He's checked in for Urebka. Singler comes in for Butler. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Brandon Jennings. Z, he's in at center. Evans and Davis are your small and power forwards. Austin Rivers is out there with Holiday. That's the Pelicans 5. Here's Caldwell Pope, and that's collected by Z. Z's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Looks like he's lost his focus a little bit. Not playing well in this quarter. Now he's finally starting to get it going here offensively.
Pistons trail by 14. Here's Dinwiddie. He feeds it to Drummond. Pass to Dinwiddie. And Caldwell Pope now atop the key. Stolen by Rivers. Holiday, the pass to Z. And finished off by Rivers.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
That's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
Smith with a screen on Rivers. Feeds to Caldwell Pope. Singler outside. There's the dish to Caldwell Pope. Detroit, no good that time either.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
3 on 3. 1:49 left in the second quarter. Here's Dinwiddie. Hits the difficult fadeaway jumper. Dinwiddie's got his first 2 points of the night. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for New Orleans. Monroe comes in for Drummond. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Now the pass to Holiday. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You could hear the impact from where I am.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for New Orleans.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the offensive rebounding has been really impressive so far as well. So I really like this team's effort tonight.
Passes to Augustine. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Z's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Gordon kicks to Holiday. Here's Z. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Well, defense is a big part of these players' games as the top shot blockers among the small forwards this season. Josh Smith on top.
You know, typically you have your centers or power forwards providing the defensive help down low. But so often we've seen him come flying out of nowhere to block a shot.
That's true. You know, time and time again, he surprises shooters at the last minute. You know, he's got a really good sense of timing as to when to leave his guy to get to the guy with the ball.
And the shot is good. And that's 10 points for Z.
Shaky defense down low again. It's been a mismatch in the paint.
I'm sure they didn't go into this one expecting to get battered like they have inside.
And Augustine kicks to Monroe. Blocked. They retain possession. Here's Augustine. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper. Pelicans leading by 18. Kicks it to Evans. Outside Holiday. Pass to Z. Augustine grabs the board. Monroe, the pass to Dinwiddie. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
He's not doing them any favors making those kinds of mistakes.
especially now. I mean, every possession so important for him.
Here's Holiday. Can't get it to go. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Pelicans ahead.
Well, a double-double already in the books for you, and we're only at the half. Do you see them trying to throw different looks at you to slow you down?
Well, I mean, I guess that's a question for them, really. I'm not going to try and guess what they'll be doing in their locker room because I think that's a pointless exercise. Just going to keep plugging away and doing my thing, you know?
Thank you for your time. Kevin, if it ain't broke...
Okay, guys, great work in the first half. That's how you take care of business on your home court. Couple things. We've been strong on D, and it's a huge key to where we're at right now. Our defense leads to offense, and that sort of energy is what's getting it done. Now I'll give credit where credit is due. We've taken very good care of the basketball. Turnovers were scarce, and we need to keep it that way. Okay, one more thing. A smooth flow to the second half is just what we're looking for. Let's keep things moving, but not at some kind of breakneck pace. That's it for now, guys. Let's go get that double.
To get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
Rivers playing very well. He's got 10 points and a steal.
He's just been making one play after another, from one baseline to the other, covering the whole court.
Full throttle up and down the court. He has not let up one bit.
Well, we've got a moment left at the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for the Pistons. On the wings, KCP and Josh Smith. Jonas Jerebko out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Jennings in at the one spot. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession.
Looking now at some numbers for Brandon Jennings. His last 10 games, he's averaging 15 points a game, 6 assists and 2 rebounds. And I think the playmaking really stands out to me that he's been doing it. So many times the plays he can generate seem to change the momentum of a game.
I agree wholeheartedly there. I mean, it's underestimated what his passing brings to this team.
Well, Josh Smith, one of the league's most versatile defenders, is very strong and athletic, and he can guard either threes or fours, which gives your defense a lot of options.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, Kevin, no doubting Andre Drummond, an emerging star at the center position. As new coach Stan Van Gundy put it, I think we have 2 responsibilities to Andre Drummond that will help our team. Number 1, do everything we possibly can to develop him as a player. And secondly, to put a system and personnel around him that will allow him to thrive. Kevin?
Doris, it sounds like he'll play a pivotal role. Thank you.
Yeah, Van Gundy perhaps envisioning him as Dwight Howard 2.0 in the middle. We'll see if, in fact, Drummond can live up to that.
And Smith, a terrific shot blocker. His great athleticism making an impact every time he steps on the floor.
Yeah, just a guy that I think does a really good job filling up the stat sheet. I mean, steals, assists, and he'll give you some highlight reel, too.
Drummond dishes to Smith. Back to Drummond. There's the feed to Jerebko. He kicks it to Smith. Davis with the block. And that one's good. Drummond's got 9. Pelicans leading by 17. And Holiday kicks to Rivers. Z defended by Drummond.
Explosive leaping ability.
Oh, that was pretty. And he just has that effortless knack for getting inside.
Well, you hate to be the guy asked to guard him because he's just so dominant, so quick and explosive. Tough to stay in front of.
Caldwell Pope pass to Jennings. Smith kicks to Drummond. Out to Smith. Misses off the right eye.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
And here's Rivers. He's got 10. Outside Holiday. The 11-footer. Rebound, Detroit. Drummond's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Jennings with the bucket.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Here's Z. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Just an amazing game for Z. He's got 12 rebounds, and he's rejected more than his share of shots today.
Now, interior defense at its best, fellas. That's what we've seen out.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Omer Ash, he's checked in for Davis. Anderson, Rick Evans. And it's Jimmer Fredette in for Drew Holiday. Jennings with the ball. He has 5. The rebound by Z. Z's got rebound number 13 with that last round.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him. That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
New Orleans leading by 17. Fredette, the pass to Z. Dishes to Rivers. Banked in off the glass. Rivers has got 12.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
They set the pick. Shot off the pick. And Andre Drummond, the bucket on the assist from Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got 3 assists tonight. The Pelicans have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Z, the pass to Fredette. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Pistons trailed by 19. Jennings dishes to Drummond. He feeds it to Caldwell Pope. Drummond with a screen on Rivers. Looking to get it going. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for New Orleans.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
And they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight.
New Orleans making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. Detroit also making some changes. Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Brandon Jennings. Here's Anderson. Butler with the block. Augustine against Rivers. Caldwell Pope. And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
Well, he wasn't phased at all by the bigger man on him. And on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it. The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Monroe sets a screen for Augustine. The shot by Butler, nobody around. And the 3 ball is good. Butler's got 6.
Something starting to click for this team, guys. You can feel it. The 3-pointers are dropping. Their offense is flowing.
They've had a great second half from long range.
In the corner, Ashik with it. Knocked away. Now here is Augustine. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Outside Butler, the tray, and another 3 for Detroit.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
A nice shot by Rivers.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
And Augustine kicks to Butler. A 3-pointer off the mark.
Omer Ashik, one of the premier defensive centers in the league. He's got size, mobility, and a great IQ for defensive position.
Rivers passes to Gordon. He dishes it to Rivers. New Orleans moving the ball around. Lets the 3 fly, and the basket by Gordon. Gordon's got his second basket of the night.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
There's 48 seconds left in the third. Urepko dishes to Augustine. And it's rejected. And he's able to get it back. Three-pointer, Butler. Rebounded by Z.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, a little frustrated now, shaking his head after that miss.
The 11-footer. The rebound by Caldwell Pope. Caldwell Pope's got 6 rebounds in the game. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. For Detroit, they have converted 4 of 7 free throws on the night.
Well, the season numbers for this club.
That's the way to make the free ones count.
Yeah, it's...
You're up. Let's go.
Time to do my thing.
Right. Jennings comes in for Butler. And so it's New Orleans with it. The Celtics will be coming into town for the next game. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Gordon is the 2 with Evans playing small forward. Vitor Favarani out there with Davis. And it's Holiday in at the point. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Z's checked in for Vitor Favarani. And a switch here also for Detroit. Urebko's checked in for Augustine. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
In the break, guys, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He hasn't been happy with their shot selection. He told them, we're forcing things out there, guys. Space the floor, make the extra pass, work for the open shot in the flow of our offense. We'll see if they heed that advice, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Gordon kicks to Holiday. Evans attacking. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got 5 assists in the game. Pistons trail by 16. Outside Jennings. Smith the pass to Jennings. And it's blocked. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Holiday. Can't get it to go. Nice D from Singler. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Drummond with a screen on Holiday. Here's Singler. Detroit, no good that time either. Pelicans leading by 16. Z the pass to Evans. And low to Davis. 3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. Smith's shot is good.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points. Really, nobody paid him any mind there.
And Holiday kicks to Gordon. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Well, trade rumors circulated around Eric Gordon last season. Makes you wonder if there was some buyer's remorse from the Pelicans after they matched the Suns' 4-year, almost $60 million offer sheet.
And the Pistons making a change here. Caldwell Pope checked in. Rivers, he's checked in for the Pelicans.
Checking in for your
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th quarter. Caldwell Pope dishes to Jennings. Now here's Drummond. Defense is right there. Just 3 to shoot. Smith for 3. Smith missing again. And for Eric Gordon, guys who had expressed some dissatisfaction with the situation in New Orleans, rumors, in fact, existed of a rift last season with him and Coach Monty Williams.
Well, that frequently happens on teams that are struggling like the Pelicans did last year. And, you know, sometimes the contract can make a trade more difficult, so he may be stuck in New Orleans. And in the end, you just have to get healthy and deliver and make the best of whatever situation you're in.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession.
12 seconds of the shot clock.
Pistons trail by 17. Outside Jennings. Over to the left wing. It's up a 3. The shot is off. And it's the Pelicans taking it the other way. There's the pick. Holiday, the pass to Z. The wide open look here for Holiday. Nice open look, but it's no good. The Pistons have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the 3rd. Pretty cold down the stretch. Now Jennings. Pass to Caldwell Pope. It's back to Jennings. Nice ball movement by Detroit. For three, Smith. The shot's good on the assist by Jennings.
For 3.
That's 7 points for Smith. Pelicans leading by 14.
The Pelicans call timeout.
Holiday attacking. Pulls it up. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
How about that play? Great body control. Still manages to finish the play despite the contact.
You know, when that whistle blows, you're not done. Get greedy and find a way to knock it down.
Shooting for New Orleans.
Looking at the game for Drew Holiday, he's got 8 points and 5 assists. You know, you've got to like the fact that they're getting to the line. And on top of that, they're making their free throws in this half. That bodes well.
Pistons trailed by 17. Jennings kicks to Smith. Pulls up on the elbow. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans.
And the defense got away with a major lapse there.
Davis with a screen on Jennings. Here's Rivers. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Pelicans lead by 19.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Holiday against Jennings. Feeds it to Evans. Just 5 to shoot. And good on the basket. Hook it.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
Now the story is points in the paint, Clark. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
Smith sets the pick for Jennings. There's the dish to Smith. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Jennings. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
That's how we do it. Good work.
All day long.
First half, but he's got it rolling here a little bit in the second.
A platoon swap here for New Orleans. So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. How much to be critical?
Well, the outcome of this one never really in doubt tonight. Would you say that this is one of the better performances by this team this year?
As of now, I'd say yeah. But I know in a few weeks that won't be the case because we'll probably be setting records by beating teams by like 100 points or something. And you know I'll be leading the way.
Well done. Kevin, a young man
Hey, Coach. Hey, man, what's up? Yo, glad you can make it.
You've gone farther than any kid I've ever coached. Of course I'm gonna make it.
Everything good?
Yeah, listen. We'd love to have you come by and visit the kids sometime.
Hey, no problem. I'm gonna do that, okay? Will do. But I gotta run right now. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you soon. Huh?
All right, sounds good.